What's it called again? Trapt. Yes, that's it. Goodness. Life. I know it's becoming a bit of a running joke that I forget the name of the game, even though I literally just read it on the menu screen. But still, you know. This is getting ridiculous, Phil. Come on. Mind you, it's not the only blatantly obvious thing that I constantly forget. I had to look at my own birth certificate a while ago just to remember what my own middle name was. Oh dear. If my memory's this bad when I'm 20, how's it going to be when I'm 80? It's going to be 4 times worse, presumably, than it is now. That's a terrifying thought. Oh well. No, maybe doomed to senility, I am going to confess that I thought this loading screen wasn't going to go on for half as long as I thought it was. Anyway, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to something called Trapt, which the premise of the game, I believe, is that a person goes down into a sewer system and records their adventure on a VHS tape, and the police are watching the tape. So I suppose I am taking on the role of the oh my giddy aunt, just hold on to your darned horses. Oh gosh. Okay, right, everything seems to be mended now. Let's go back the way we came and get the hell out of here. It may be a bit late for that. Should we go down here? Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. At least they've got pants on. I suppose I should be grateful for small mercies. Right, so yes, this person goes down into a sewer. Why? I don't know. Frankly, I don't know why anyone goes down into a sewer. Where I come from, they are not places for people. They are places for pizzle. Oh, well, perhaps I wasn't supposed to come down here. Perhaps this was a little bit of a mistake. But I can't go through this way either. No, it is both bricked and barred. Blast. So yes, it would seem I take on the role of the person exploring it, and it would seem you are taking on the role of the police officers that are watching this. So, the hell is that? I can grab it. I don't know if I should. It is moving, and I don't like that. Are those breasts? It's not a question I thought I was going to be asking when I started this game up, but it seems like that's the question that's just fallen out of my face. Evening, gentlemen. Why are you all so pale? Is that the colour bodies go when they've been entombed in piddle for a long time? That's not a good noise. I'm guessing I shouldn't walk in the fire. No, I seem relatively... Hang on a minute. How much water burning? I'm sorry. Call me an idiot. Call me an absolute idiot, because I absolutely am one. But, But where I come from, water doesn't burn. Maybe I'm a bit of a moron, but I'm... Hang on, what the hell was that? I'm sorry. On August 17th, 1997, a cannibalistic creature known in cryptozoology as a skinwalker was shot and killed in the sewer system after the police discovered multiple bodies in the area. The found footage indicates the person filming did not survive the incident. The tunnels have been closed and sealed. Knowledge of the event has been kept out of the public's view due to its disturbing nature. Oh. Oh, is that it? And I have to go back to desktop. Well, that's irritating. I've got to do jump cuts every time I fail. Oh well, never mind. Oh, and I've got to sit through this interminably long loading screen again. Oh, for goodness sake. Right. Okay, so yes, that's the only other bit of information I know about this game, is that it has 2 endings. One is good, and one is bad. And I didn't even get the opportunity... Oh no, not this as well. Oh gosh. Thank you. Thank you, CPU, for waking up a little quicker this time. Okay, right. This time, we are not knee-deep in piddle. We are merely tootsie-deep in piddle, which is slightly less... Oh, this was the way I was supposed to go, you know, instead of turning around and running the hell out of here. Oh dear, use? What does this do? I can turn this journey thing and get a light going. Oh, hooray. I'm not entirely convinced that's going to stop a SkinWalker. I have to be honest, I've got no idea what a SkinWalker is. I do have vague recollections, whether using the word of cryptozoology, which if you're not familiar with it is, I love you all to pieces. I don't love these frame rates, but I love you all to pieces. If you're not familiar with it, it is the study of animals that are sort of mythical, like it almost have sort of legendary status. Can I just crawl and crouch under these? No, I can't. Because only you can crawl and crouch, which is bizarre. Like in every old shooter where you could prone. For some bizarre reason, which always managed to escape me. But yes, it's the study of animals which have not been proven to exist. Things like the Mongolian bloodworm, or a yeti, or a Bigfoot, or such things as that. I do find myself wondering what is scaring all of these rats away, which is presumably also down there, and ate the other two. Are those just spooky noises, or are they trying to tell me that someone is a little too close for comfort? I am unsure. Thank you. I was wondering when you were going to let up, but I found myself wondering that about other things as well. Oh, a door! A room! Oh, finally I have escaped the piddle, and instead I have traded it for a load of blood, it would seem. Is this the lair? Is this the lair of the murderer? There's something written on the wall. Changes? Love changes. We shall never know what love changes, because he didn't have enough blood to finish writing it, and goodness knows he had enough supplies with all the people he murdered. Oh, there is a key. I should probably have this. You have found a key. Yes, indeed I have. Goodness, that is a face and a half. Right. Never mind. I'm sorry. What? Did the woman just get up and waltz away? Yes, she did. She just got up and waltzed away. Okay, right. Let's just slow down for a moment and take stock of what we've got. We've got a sewer, and it's full of dead people. We've got me, who is not currently dead, but might end up that way. However, that should be alright, because it seems that death isn't particularly permanent down here amongst the piddle. If that woman is anything to go by. Right. I'm a little confused, though. It said cannibalistic. And cannibalism is eating members of one's own species. But I don't think the skinwalkers are meant to be human. I thought a skinwalker was meant to be a type of ape, unless I'm mistaken. Or maybe I'm thinking of some other kind of creature. But I was under the impression that a skinwalker is a bit like a Bigfoot, but a bit smaller. So like a medium foot. But lived in swamps. Is there actually an enemy nearby that I need to be running away from? Because it just sounds like somebody is having a go on a loom at the moment. I can't tell if that's a radio broadcast or an alien abduction going on. It's got to be one or the other. Yes. So I didn't think skinwalkers lived in sewers. I didn't think they were human. Either that, or all of the other dead bodies down here aren't humans and they are skinwalkers. Seems like I've tripped over something. Well, that would explain the cannibalist bit. But, maybe I should stop trying to dissect. Oh, hooray. It seems I got a okay, so I got a slightly different ending. I didn't get the bad ending, I just died. Except the bad ending is dying. Does somebody want to explain to me exactly what the difference between that incident and the incident where I died was? Could somebody just draw a line between those two things for me, please? Because I am struggling to see it, and I know I'm as blind as a bat, but come on. dear. Right. And this does give me an opportunity to have another look at this light person. Yes, they appear to have like an odd shadow. Odd shadowiness to them. Almost like a spirit or a bit like the weird sort of glassy ghosts in Skyrim, which always felt more just like a big ice cube to me, at least. If you ever had one of those ice cube trays that moulded things into the shapes of other things, and by things I mean ice cubes into the shape of presumably this is what I need the key for. Yeah, moulded ice cubes into the shapes of things. If one had moulded them into the shape of like a bandit or a horse, then that probably would have explained where the models in Skyrim came from. But never mind, I'm prattling on about absolute rubbish. Okay, it would appear... Excellent bit of deductive reasoning here. Love you very much. Always will, always have. It would appear I need to find that woman's corpse, get the key that is resting on her tutor, and then take it and use it to open that gate, which will then let me get out via a ladder. So we've got a very Vanish situation going on here. Very much a Vanish situation. Now, where the hell was that woman? Is she down here? I don't think so. I feel like this was a dead end. This is, yes, I remember you three, and then something eats two of you, and then one of you comes to scampering back. Right on cue. Excellent. I'm glad to see they have their theatric timings all sorted out. Another thing which makes me think that this SkinWalker is human, because I can't identify it from the character model, because he comes along and kills you so fast that I genuinely haven't had the opportunity to observe whether he's particularly human or not. But, yeah, here we are. What makes me think that he might be human is because he's writing on the wall in English, and he's aware of concepts like love. So if he can write in a human language and is aware of human concepts... I don't know why that entertains me, but it does. Then, yes. Again, makes me think that it's more human. Maybe I've just totally misunderstood what the concept of a skinwalker is, or maybe I'm getting obsessed over a tiny, minute, unimportant detail. Yes, that seems quite likely, given that that's what happens in every game. Right, I've just got to work my way back and find that gate before the bad guy finds me. Let's just relax. Let's just take a moment and enjoy, well, I was going to say life, but, well, you know, it's not much of a life, is it? Wandering around these pipes, getting my socks soaked in most unpleasant material. But it's got to be better than the alternative. Partly because the alternative is confusing. Because if there's one thing I always thought death would be, it is certain. Right? There's a certain degree of certainty in death, but not in this game. Not in this game, where sometimes it gives you a bad ending, and then sends you back to the desktop, and other times it just lets you retry. Unless that was just meant to be like a first time thing, like it was just giving me that bad ending. Yay! It's like for the first time that you screw up. And the rest of the time, oh, more cute, rats. Yeah, like the rest of the time, then, You are kidding me. This doesn't go somewhere, doesn't it? You are absolutely adorable. This does go somewhere, right? This wasn't just for the frickin' fun of it, was it? No. No, it would seem this was just for the frickin' fun. Oh no, you have another key. Oh, alright then, we're doing a multi-stage Vanish, aren't we? Of course, of course. Well, that's good. I was a little worried that this would be slightly too short for what I want to do with it. Goodness sake. My life is going to be slightly too short for all the things I want to do with it if this breathing man has his way with me. Okay. Now where the hell am I going to go? I don't really want to go back that way, but I also don't really want to go back the way I came, because that's going to involve me going down into the place of all the bodies, and this at least isn't. So it seems you've got a general key finding exercise. Wander around the map, collect up some keys. Those will give me access to new rooms, which will have more keys in them. And more evidences of the Skinwalker's debauchery. Mind you, at least that body didn't get up and walk out. If there's at least one group of people that I can always count to never abandon me in a social situation, it is the dead. But never mind. Never mind. It would appear I have been abandoned once more, and we're just going to have to deal with that fact. And the fact that this pipe is very long. Okay, I think I have been here before. I don't like making that noise. I have no evidence whatsoever that... Oh, this looks interesting. I have no evidence whatsoever that there's any kind of mechanics in terms of stealth, or like making amounts of noise, or what's a fan? Oh, cool. Nice bit of detail there, especially the sound effect as well. Not many people would go to that extent. More mice, even, if I could learn to speak. Is that the tune of an ice cream truck I could hear playing slowly in the distance? I don't like that. There's a light there. I like that. I'm sorry. What? You want to roll that one by me again, Buster? Right. Because I think you'll find there was no weirdly bearded, hoodied gentleman carrying a knife in that pipe. For goodness sake. I don't feel like this game is very fair. Like, I'm not wrong, right? Right. Like there was nobody. There was nobody there. And also, that enemy... That model looked completely different from what we've seen before. Completely different. Hello again. Right. Never mind. Giddy on. Give me a minute. I'm going to get the key from the woman and get the key from the man being ignored by the rats, and I'll get us back to roughly where we were so that we can carry on, because, let's be honest, you've seen me kiss them rats more than enough times. You probably don't want to see it all over again. So, give me a wee minute, and I shall get us back to where we was. Which way? Psych! For goodness sake, this is what I get for not recording for 11 days. The longest I've gone without recording in a very long time. Oh, I lose my edge, both comedically and resistance to jump scare-y. This time I'm not gonna run. Not anymore anyway. Not until I plumb forget which way I was going. I plumb forget where the hell am I from? Deep south? The weird stuff that falls out of my face. If I write a joke book that's just a compilation of all the random rubbish I've said, I shall most certainly title it thusly. Maybe I should have turned the light on, maybe that's why. I forgot to do that. Maybe that's one of my only lines of defense. Or it's supposed to be just used as like a marker to say that you've definitely been this way before. That. Thank you very much. Which way was I going? This way? I think so, yeah, because this is where we found a lot. No, it wasn't this way. Wasn't this way. Maybe it was back this way and then left? Yes, I think so. Yeah, because that's because I decided not to go back that way, because that would have taken me down. So I decided to go across instead. I recall now. Okay. Which Which way do we go from here? Down here, I think? Yeah, down this long corridor, I think. Yeah, this was the way. Past the bricks. Past the little fan. Past the massive fan, but never mind. It was across here and through here, I think. I mean, I probably shouldn't go just straight back the way I went last time when I died. Just thinking about it, that might be a neighborhood to avoid in the foreseeable future. A shelf. That's the word I'm looking for. A shelf. Right. Does this shelf have anything on it of importance? Anything which would give me an excuse to stay here and stop going back into the inky blackness of that presumably encapsulates death? Okay. I think, yes, this is the way that I went when I died to that man with the knife. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that I'm not going that way this time, and I'm not going to go that way either. I'm going to go back this way, potentially, and find a load of radioactive waste, it would seem. But no more keys and no more doors. So it would appear I have little choice but to head down the chasm of stabbing. Right. I love that he's just doing this. Like he's just tracing my face as if he's lining me out as an art sculpture. Kitty art. Reminds me of Pikmin. Right. Well, upon much analysis, I have reached the conclusion. The conclusion is this game is frickin' difficult. Hello again. Oh, I should turn the light on. It seems... Well, I haven't come to a conclusion about the mechanics yet. I haven't come to a conclusion about whether there's any correlation between making noise and getting killed. I've seen some evidence that there's an association there, but not enough to draw any kind of conclusion. So, I think what I need to do, judging by the fact that I died to that man with the beard and the knife twice when I went down that same corridor, that I shouldn't go down there, because it seems like it's the only way that I can go when I go across. I'm about to stand up if I can stop my knees from being so bent. Thank you very much. When I go down there, that seems like that is my doom. So I'm going to get the key. I'm going to get the key from the woman. Bum smooches. I'm going to use that to get the key from the body that the rats are chewing, and then I'm going to go back down to where all those bodies were, where we went the first time. Because while I didn't find the locked door the first time, and I did find death, it's the only theory I've got, so I'm rolling with it. So let me get the key and get us down there, and then we'll see what we can find. Okay, he is decorated with skulls. Okay. It seems, from the fact that he came around the corner to kill me, that potentially you can run away from him if you see him soon enough. With all of the black smog down here, that's going to be inordinately difficult. But, okay. Perhaps there's another way. Perhaps there was another path there, because I wasn't enormously familiar with that path. It seemed a bit different to what we did before, so maybe I'm not supposed to go down. It's always the trouble with these sewer games. I've mentioned them before. I think we did like a shotgun of sewers a few months ago. Mwah! Goodness sake, I'm going to have so many diseases by the end of all this rat kissing. I think I've mentioned this before. Sewery games and games like Vanish, all the sort of tunnel-based games, they like to have very sort of samey environments in the sense that it helps to disorient you, because all of the tunnels look exactly the same. the rats act as nice markers to make me aware that I'm going the right way. But yeah, it's very easy to get disoriented and forget which way you're supposed to be going, which helps and is, you know, sort of realistic, I suppose. Because when you're dying and trying a game over and over again, it's you gain an advantage that somebody going through it for the first time, which would be the more realistic situation, wouldn't of course have. So it's a nice way of kind of balancing things out. Sorry. I know I prattle on about game design all the time, despite the fact that I have literally no experience in anything. Couldn't even, Sorry, I just like observing that for some bizarre reason. Yeah, I couldn't program anything. This is a testimony to how little I know about programming. I was going to say I couldn't program insert really simple thing to program here, but I know so little about programming I couldn't even think of something really simple to use in that little quip. So yeah, the whole thing fell apart before it even frickin' begun. Right, never mind. I think I am going to go down again just because I want to have another look at those bodies, because I'm just some sort of weirdo like that. So yeah, I'll get the key and we'll go down and look at some more bodies. So, no, what's this way? A dead end. Oh yeah, and then the way that I went the last couple of times I died, where I found Knife Man. The Knife Man reminds me a little bit of Welcome Back to the Game, actually, bizarrely. There's that kind of feel to it. Right. Bodies. So many bodies. So many bodies that I've managed to get stuck on. I can't move them, can I? No. That would be nice. Oh, I can't sprint down here. Okay, I should probably stop whacking the sprint button. My childhood taught me anything is that you don't whack the shift button on computers. I think that's the way I went the first time, so I'm going to go left this time. See what I get down there. But yeah, this is a significantly more dangerous area to be, because you can't sprint. So you have zero opportunity to escape him if he does suddenly appear. Yeah, then I went right, so I'm going to go left. Keep trying to go different directions to the ones I did before in the vague hope that he spawns in roughly the same place each time. Which of course he doesn't, but it was there. Goodness sake. Good. Good. I thought you were going to put a real Vanish on me then and have the enemy spawn behind me the moment I go down a dead end. That would have been copying, and I don't like copying. I don't mind being I get one game being inspired by another, because this is, oh yes, all the fire. I remember all the burning water. How could I forget? Yeah, I don't mind that this is inspired by Vanish, because obviously there are heavy similarities here, but it's still unique and different enough that it's still fun. And hey, whoever complained about having more of a good thing, Vanish, while being horribly infuriating, is good. That gives you. Okay. It would seem like going down is a really frickin' dumb idea. Oh, for goodness sake. Right. I think through wandering around randomly and incoherently, I did stumble on another area that I hadn't been into before, so I'll try down there in this last attempt, assuming that we don't die immediately. Yeah. I'll get the key from the woman, I'll get the key from the rat body, and then we'll have one more try at this to see if we can find what is presumably the exit, one would assume. That's certainly what we were looking for in Vanish. And, interestingly, the first key you pick up is just referred to as a key, but the second one you pick up is specifically referred to as a door key, despite the fact that the first key does open a door, although technically I suppose you could argue it's more of a gate. I don't actually know if there is a strict definition between a door and a gate, but never mind, we're not here to discuss architectural idiosyncrasies, we are here to smooch some rats. Yeah. Presumably we're looking for the exit, so that we can get out of here and survive. You know. Die of old age. And get buried in the ground instead of buried in all of the poop and piddle. Again, I think it was this way. Memory like a frickin' sieve. Oh dear. Hello again. I do find myself wondering whether these crouching areas could also be safe spots. Because if the enemy chases you, there's no reason on earth to believe the enemy couldn't crouch and just follow you under here. But there's not a lot of enemies in games that crouch. It's a bizarre thing, but almost no enemies in games crouch, despite the fact that crouching is such an integral part of being a protagonist. Yes. So I feel like maybe going under here would be a good way to be safe, perhaps, from the enemy, if you could spot him in time and run away. Not that I've ever had the opportunity to do that. But maybe. Hopefully I won't get the opportunity to test that particular little theory. Oh, for goodness sake. You do all the frickin' work, getting all the frickin' keys, making up all the frickin' jokes you can while the camera's off. And then you just die as soon as you're ready to reap the rewards. It's just unfair. This SkinWalker has no sense of gentlemanly fair play. Right. One more try. Just one more try. For goodness sake. I mistook that light for an eye. Didn't like the sound of that. Doesn't give you a second to react, for goodness sake. Only got time to turn around. Just meant he assaulted me from behind instead of assaulting me front. I don't particularly think I want people assaulting my behind. I mean, I generally don't want to be assaulted full stop, but you know. Let's not play a game of would you rather, in terms of would you rather be assaulted from in front or from behind. Let's just try this once more. For goodness sake. I've been stuck down here forever. It's just so slow. I'm just so tempted to charge off down the corridor without going through this whole song and dance every time, but I know that the one time that I do charge down the corridor, instead of taking the time to get the key, is the one time I actually make it to the door, and then I'm not going to have the key, and then I'm going to look like a total idiot. I mean, I look like a total idiot every single time I go on the internet and open my mouth, but, you know, that's a constant, not a variable, so there's not much point in bothering about trying to change it. Right. Here we are again. Can I please just be not murdered immediately this time? Just give me a chance. Just let me see a tiny bit of progress. All the progress and interesting stuff happened at the beginning of the video. And then all the boring trial and error came at the end. Not saying it should always be the other way round, but still. I just like, oh, for goodness sake, I just want to give the people something interesting to say. Something better than just me wandering around the same piddle-infested stinky pipes. Trying in vain to get the hell out of here. Okay, right, let's try this way for no particularly good reason. There's light here. I like light. Oh, for goodness sake, maybe I don't like it quite so much anymore. It doesn't seem to herald good things. thinking about it, there were lights next to that murderous man with a knife, wasn't there? So they really don't seem to herald good things. Right, where does this lead? Oh yeah, this is the sound of the alien abduction again. I vividly remember this. Goodness sake. He's very breathy, isn't he? There's a skip. Yes, the people get it, mate. I'm dead. I'm dead and you have many, many skulls. He does seem to be vaguely humanoid. I really can't see him well enough in order to say anything more than that. He's got big teeth. Big teeth. Right. I am very, very sorry, but I'm going to have to leave that there because I don't have the wherewithal to keep doing this. I've been doing this nearly 50 minutes now, and I'd love to see what the good ending is. I presume it's where you escape, and then you go off and have a sandwich or something nice like that. I wouldn't mind a sandwich right now, but yeah, it's nice. It's similar to Vanish, but it's a little bit different. It's a nice high quality thing that's put together well. I like the little rats, they're adorable, and it seems a bit sort of mysterious, trying to figure out exactly what it is that's trying to kill you, what that... Actually, the thing that really gets me curious is that bizarre message written on the wall next to the woman's body where we found the first key, where it said love changes. Like, did it mean that love changes something else? Or that love itself changes, presumably over time or after some sort of event? It's a bit sort of curious and unusual. It makes you think that the creature isn't just operating off of instinct and some kind of animalistic hunger. There's something more there, some sort of higher reasoning and higher functioning, which makes you curious what could continue to drive it to murder so many people if it does possess these higher reasoning functions. I don't know. Maybe I'm driveling on about meaningless tripe, but I rather enjoyed that. I don't know if there are mechanics in terms of stealth or running away from him. I hope that there are, because that would make the game a lot more fun. I think, yeah, I just kind of wish that when you died it wasn't quite so punishing, in the sense that you've got to go through that whole key finding exercise again, which, just because of the bits where you have to crawl and how slow the crawling is, it just kind of slows down the experience, which makes it a little bit frustrating, which is a bit of a shame. But in terms of what it is fun and it is enjoyable, and I am very sorry that I couldn't show you the ending of it, but if you would like to see the ending of it yourself, there's probably a million other people who are far more competent, who can show it to you. Or if you'd like to see it for yourself, as ever, there is down in the box below, and it's free as well. Yeah, so I suppose that's that. So thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen, for Trapt. Hope you enjoyed it. Look after each other, and good night.